So because of the lifestyle that you guys have, like the whole hustling, like always working, always doing something, like do you know where it like stemmed from? Was it family pressure or like your friends, or just you came up with that on your own, like saying like, yeah, I want to have something going all the time? You're laughing.
I'm laughing because you said family pressure.
Family pressure is definitely
like,
top
you got
one.
it. Like, it's, for me, it's like my family has always said, or I guess raised me with that mantra of like, you can do anything and whatever. And so when you put that, I don't want to say power, but when you put that idea in my head as a kid, I would always just do everything I wanted, just do whatever. And for me, that led to kind of, okay, you can do this, and this when you're in school. Have a job that you're working, 20 plus hours. Have a job or get another license, like get this certification, all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, because my family will be proud. My family will be glad that I'm doing this, or like they'll be like, oh yeah, I have a talking point about my daughter. So it's like subconsciously, I feel like I do this all the time, which is why I don't know.
Yeah, I grew up with a mom that's a workaholic. So I was basically raised by someone that would work 60, 70 hours a week just in one job.
Yeah.
And she would be working nights, like doing all these things, especially because she always worked for a global company. So everything would be like, if it's another country, you're obviously calling at like 7 p.m. or 9 p.m. So she would be working every single day.
Like around the clock too,
Yeah,
right?
and I took that as like power for myself, but I never think about the fact, or now I realize she doesn't go out on weekends and I go out every weekend, and she doesn't go out for dinners during the week or like do those types of things that are so emotionally and physically draining.
Yeah, but even then, like, not to cut you off, but like you also need that kind of like human interaction to take away from that, like, that busy work week and the hectic life or the hectic day you just had, like a weekend away, or even just like going for drinks or dinner after, that really like can pick you up if you're like down in the dumps.
I know. And then the more you work, you're like, oh, I could go for another drink, obviously.
Yeah, of course. I think honestly, it also comes from a place of survival. I think a lot of our parents too, like I'm first generation Canadian, my parents came here for a better opportunity, but that didn't necessarily mean they went to school here. No, they got factory jobs. My dad's a truck driver. He still works like 60-hour work weeks, right? So it came from a place of survival. And when you grow up in that kind of environment, you're kind of taking on, watching your parents doing that. So you're equating hard work to like, okay, that means I gotta level up and step it up to this plate too, right? I gotta go to school, I gotta get a degree, I gotta get a good job, I gotta have a successful business because I gotta show to my parents that, the sacrifices they make, I gotta do the same thing. But to a certain degree, it's counterproductive as well. So you have to be careful with energy management at the end of the day.
And
like
how much pressure you put on yourself to
Yeah.
get all this done, because in the end, like, the same thing I was like saying earlier, if you give yourself unrealistic like goals, you're just like working yourself out just to crash in the end.
Yeah, exactly.